There are many parts to a bicycle, but lucky for you, there are only two big parts to a sentence. Those two big parts are called the subject and the predicate. And if you have both parts, you have a complete sentence. If you only have the subject and no predicate, you don't have a complete sentence. And if you only have the predicate but not the subject, you don't have a complete sentence. So you need both parts. So let's take a look at how these two parts work when the sentence is a statement. Now remember that a statement sentence tells the reader about something, and it ends in a period. So for example, this sentence is a statement. Dogs bark, period. And this sentence is a statement. Dogs eat, period. This sentence is a statement. Dogs eat and dance, period. So let's take a look at how the parts work together to make a complete sentence. You see a picture of a duck, and you see a picture of the duck flying. The duck is the subject, and the predicate has the verb flies. A duck flies, period. That's a complete sentence. The subject is duck, and the predicate has the verb flies in it. You could make that into a longer sentence. A brown duck flies fast. But it's still basically the same sentence. You just added more words to it. It's still the subject, duck, and the predicate, flies. Let's take another look at how the subject and predicate work together to make a complete sentence. Chickens is the subject, laugh is the verb, chickens laugh, period. That's a complete sentence. You could add more words to it and write, chickens laugh after they eat. In both sentences, the subject is chickens and the verb is laugh, but in the longer sentence, the predicate contains extra words. So in the longer sentence, the predicate is laugh after they eat. Remember, in all sentences, the predicate usually begins with the verb. So here's a reminder. The subject can be a who or a what. So it can be a person, a place, or a thing. The predicate tells what the subject is doing. So the subject could be jumping, running, thinking. The subject, person, place, or thing, is a noun. The predicate always has a verb in it. In fact, the predicate, most of the time, starts with a verb, like jumps, runs, thinks. And the predicate contains the verb and all the words after the verb. Here are a couple of examples. Doll is a noun. Talk is a verb. You could make a sentence out of doll and talk. Apple is a noun. Drop is a verb. And you could make a sentence out of apple and drop. Here's a very simple sentence. The doll talks, period. The doll is the subject. Doll is noun, talks is the predicate, and talks is the verb. You could make a longer sentence. The big doll talks to me, period. In the bigger sentence, The subject is the big doll, and the predicate is talks to me. If we take the noun apple and the verb drop, we could make a sentence like this one. The apple drops, period. Apple is a noun, the apple is the subject, drops is a verb, drops is the predicate. Or we can make a longer sentence. The apple drops off the tree. Apple is still a noun, the apple is still the subject, drops is still a verb, drops off the tree is the predicate of the longer sentence. Now you try it. I will read the sentence, and you think about what is the subject and what is the predicate. What is the noun? What is the verb? The sentence says, the bird sings, period. What part of it is the subject and what part of it is the predicate? And here's the answer. I circled the subject and I underlined the predicate. The subject is the bird. The predicate is the verb sings. And here's the sentence with all the parts identified. The bird is the subject. The noun is bird. Sings is the predicate, and sings is the verb. Let's make that sentence a little bigger and see if you can still identify the subject and the predicate. Now the sentence says, the bluebird sings a song. What is the subject and what is the predicate? The bluebird is the subject, and the predicate is sings a song. The bluebird is the subject, and the noun in the subject is bird. Sings a song is the predicate, and the word sings is the verb that starts the predicate. So just to review, a sentence contains a subject and a predicate. A statement sentence contains a subject that tells the reader who or what is the focus of the sentence. And in a statement sentence, the predicate tells the reader what the who or what is doing.